Hello and welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Today, we're diving deep, thousands of meters below the surface of the ocean, to a world of crushing pressure and absolute darkness. It's a place you might expect to be a barren wasteland, but an expedition to the East Pacific Rise has just confirmed what scientists have been discovering for decades. It's an alien world, teeming with life. We're talking about deep-sea craters and hydrothermal vents, oases of life powered not by the sun, but by the fiery heat of the Earth's core. And recent discoveries are completely rewriting what we thought we knew about the limits of life on our own planet. The story really begins in 1977. Near the Galapagos Islands, scientists predicted they might find underwater hot springs. What they actually found, at a depth of 500 meters, or 250 feet, was astonishing. Instead of a desolate seafloor, they discovered bustling ecosystems full of bizarre creatures they had never seen before. Giant towers, which they called chimneys, were spewing superheated, mineral-rich water into the near-freezing deep sea. This discovery proved that life didn't need sunlight to survive. It was a fundamental shift in biology. So how do these vents form? They appear in volcanically active areas where tectonic plates are moving. Seawater seeps through cracks in the ocean floor, gets heated by magma to over 400 degrees Celsius, and becomes loaded with minerals from the rocks. This superheated fluid then erupts back into the ocean, creating plumes that look like black or white smoke, depending on the minerals. This chemical-rich soup is the fuel for these unique deep-sea communities. Without sunlight, there's no photosynthesis. Instead, life here relies on a process called chemosynthesis. The heroes of this story are chemosynthetic bacteria. They are the primary producers, just like plants on land. But instead of using sunlight, they harness chemical energy from compounds like hydrogen sulfide, which is toxic to most life but abundant in vent fluids. They use this energy to create organic matter, forming the very foundation of the entire vent food web. Every other animal there, from giant worms to crabs, ultimately depends on these microbes for food. And it's not just hydrogen sulfide. Recent discoveries show that other chemicals, like hydrogen, can also fuel these deep-sea communities, revealing an incredible metabolic diversity we're just beginning to understand. And the creatures that live here are straight out of science fiction. These are extremophiles, organisms adapted to survive crushing pressure, extreme temperatures, and toxic chemicals. The most iconic are the giant tube worms, Riftia pachyptilla. These can grow to be several feet tall, and they have no mouth or gut. Instead, they have a bright red, feathery plume that absorbs chemicals from the water. Inside their bodies, they house symbiotic bacteria that produce food for them. It's a perfect partnership. Then there's the Pompeii worm, one of the most heat-tolerant animals on Earth. It lives in tubes right on the sides of the scorching hot chimneys and is covered in a fleece-like coat of bacteria that might protect it from the heat. Alongside them, you'll find various species of crabs and shrimp scavenging, large clams and mussels clustered around the vents, housing their own symbiotic bacteria, and even bizarre-looking vent fish, like the eel-like zoarcid fish, navigating the tubeworm forests. For decades, we've studied these surface vent ecosystems. But thanks to incredible new technology, the last few years have brought a wave of mind-blowing discoveries that have expanded this world in ways we never imagined. Let's start in the Galapagos, where it all began. In late 2023, the Schmidt Ocean Institute's research vessel discovered two brand-new hydrothermal vent fields. One, named Tortugas for its turtle-like mounds, has chimneys towering 50 feet high. They found at least 15 species new to the region, including a, quote, living fossil mollusk. But the most incredible find was a nursery for the eggs of Pacific white rays, tucked away in a low-temperature vent area. This is only the second such nursery ever found in the world. This was all made possible by high-resolution sonar mapping that created seafloor maps with a resolution of just 3 centimeters, letting scientists pinpoint these vents with incredible precision. But the next discovery is perhaps even more revolutionary. An international team of scientists found an entirely new ecosystem thriving beneath the hydrothermal vents. For over 40 years, we only looked at the life on the surface. But by using a remotely operated vehicle, or ROV, to simply flip over chunks of volcanic crust, they uncovered a network of volcanic caves and subsurface cavities. These hidden tunnels were teeming with worms, snails, and chemosynthetic bacteria, all living in warm, 25 degrees Celsius water flowing beneath the seafloor. This discovery adds a whole new dimension to the vent habitat. It also helps solve a long-standing mystery. How do stationary animals like tube worms spread from one vent field to another, sometimes across vast distances? The team found tube worm larvae traveling through these hidden, subsurface fluid flows. This suggests they might use an underground network to colonize new vent sites. It's an entire hidden world, a new frontier in deep-sea biology. And the scale of these systems can be staggering. Chinese researchers recently explored a massive system of deep-sea craters in the Pacific, northeast of Papua New Guinea. They named it the Kunlun system. It's composed of 20 large craters, with the biggest one being 800 meters wide. The entire field covers about 11 square kilometers, making it hundreds of times larger than the famous Lost City hydrothermal field in the Atlantic. What's special about Kunlun, besides its immense size, is that it releases huge amounts of hydrogen. Researchers observed a thriving community of shrimp, squat lobsters, anemones, and tube worms that may be using this hydrogen for chemosynthesis. Its cooler temperatures and unusual location, far from a mid-ocean ridge, challenge our assumptions about where these systems can form. And because its hydrogen-rich environment is similar to the chemical conditions on early Earth, the Kunlun system is a unique natural laboratory for studying the very origins of life. The discoveries aren't just at mid-ocean ridges. Exploration has now reached the Hadal zone, the deepest parts of the ocean trenches. In the Kuril-Kamchatka and Aleutian trenches of the Northwest Pacific, a manned submersible descended to over 9,500 meters or 31,000 feet. What they found was, in their words, unbelievable. Dense communities of tube worms, mollusks, and other creatures stretching for miles in the crushing darkness. These are the deepest known chemosynthetic ecosystems on Earth. Analysis of the samples they brought back revealed thousands of unknown species of microorganisms. In fact, over 89% of the prokaryotic species they identified were completely new to science. This proves that these life-sustaining oases aren't just at hydrothermal vents, but can also exist in the deepest, most extreme parts of our planet, dramatically expanding the known boundaries for life. So why does all this matter? It's more than just finding weird new animals. These discoveries have profound implications. Many scientists believe that life on Earth may have started in environments just like these hydrothermal vents. Shielded from the harsh surface of the early Earth, the chemical and energy-rich environment of a vent could have been the perfect crucible for life to emerge. Systems like the hydrogen-rich Kunlun field give us a real-world model to test these ideas. Furthermore, studying these extremophiles pushes our understanding of how life can adapt. The unique biology of these organisms could have major applications in biotechnology and medicine. But perhaps the most exciting implication is for the search for life beyond Earth. If life can thrive in total darkness powered by chemical energy from a planet's interior, then it raises the tantalizing possibility that life could exist in similar environments elsewhere in our solar system. The subsurface oceans of icy moons like Jupiter's Europa or Saturn's Enceladus are thought to have hydrothermal activity on their ocean floors. The discovery of life in Earth's deepest, darkest corners gives us hope that we might one day find life on other worlds. However, these remote and unique ecosystems are under threat. As we deplete resources on land, the pressure is growing for deep-sea mining. Inactive hydrothermal vents can contain rich deposits of valuable minerals like copper, gold, and silver, but the environmental cost could be immense. Mining could destroy these habitats, release toxic plumes, and wipe out entire species, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. The destruction of a single vent field could cause irreversible extinctions. Scientists and nations like Ecuador are calling for a pause on deep-sea mining until we can fully understand these fragile ecosystems and the vital role they play. We are truly in a golden age of deep-sea exploration. With advancing technology like autonomous underwater vehicles and sophisticated new sensors, we will be able to explore more of our planet's hidden depths than ever before. Every new expedition has the potential to rewrite our textbooks and reshape our understanding of life itself. The journey to unveil the secrets of the deep has only just begun, and the wonders waiting for us there will surely continue to captivate and inspire. Thanks for listening to G Fun Facts Online.